Good evening, friends. Today I'm wrapping up my SEC 502, that's Methods and Strategies for Secondary Educators, by sharing my continued education vision board. And so, a couple of things I plan to do as I move forward is join my professional group, which for computer science teachers is, of course, the Computer Science Teachers Association. Now, this will allow me to connect with other computer science teachers around the country, allowing me to better my computer science teaching game, as well as gain extra resources that I can use to increase the amount of hands-on diversified projects that I provide my students. So that is, of course, a great goal, especially in the current electives field that computer science is. However, learning these things and building these resources could help me if I diversify and move into another STEM field, such as mathematics, chemistry, or physics, which are other subjects I am interested in potentially pursuing. So some of the current things I am using and hope to pursue further is code.org. This is a resource I regularly use with AP-CSP, that's Computer Science Principles. They have actually created a full curriculum, so that has been an amazing resource thus far, so I look forward to exploring that as I continue the year with my current students, and checking out the other resources, especially in AI, for continued education for myself. So within my school, I am also helping to launch a Nashville chapter of a club called ArtFlow. This is a club that benefits neurodivergent students by giving them a weekly session in which they can engage with artistic interests, special interests, and other activities that allow them to flourish in a way that classical education might not or be limited in. This is incredibly valuable to myself as a neurodivergent individual, so I look forward to giving back to my personal community by bringing a club that was started in Memphis to Nashville. As a computer science and robotics enthusiast, working with the FIRST organization and bringing a group of students to a contest through a years-long robotics program is a goal I'm really looking forward to. When I was in middle school, I did FIRST's Lego League, which involved the Robotics Mindstorm program that connected with Lego pieces. But I would like to, with the high school level, bringing actual robotics using metal pieces and components and engage with a FIRST contest. But without having a contest to go to, it does leave us a little directionless. So within a year, I hope to have our program focused on a contest-based goal. So some of the interests I want to explore alongside my education and to even help push my education forward. And something else I would like to pursue is getting into authorship. I do enjoy writing. It's not, kind of flows naturally from me, so taking advantage of that skill would be really cool. And so the first group I wanted to possibly do that with would be Kindle book publishing by Amazon. It's a great place for a first-time book publisher to publish a book and get it to a wide audience. First couple of books, that is definitely going to be more about exposure than profit. And some of the school districts I would like to work with potentially moving forward. I'm currently an employee seconded to the Metro Nashville Public Schools District, but I would potentially like to work for moving to Washington State is a kind of family goal we have right now, but integrating that with my current education to ensure that I am qualified to teach in a state in which having a master's degree and completing a test will allow me to move into an education role is also important. And something I'm particularly excited about exploring is introducing Ableton programs into my computer science classes and possibly working with music departments in the schools I teach at to implement Ableton. As Ableton is a computer science Ableton is a music, what we call DAW, or digital audio workspace, that allows students to create songs using both inbuilt samples as well as sampler tools and synthetic instruments that utilize mathematics and scientific principles such as phase to create music. Then Ableton in particular is a very popular one amongst actual active artists in the EDM, hip hop, and even it's growing into the pop scene as more and more music has synthetic elements in it. And Ableton is particularly good at running these within a similar live setting, which will contribute in a classroom to hands-on experiences building tools or to hands-on experiences building songs. And so I think that would be really cool and exciting for students. And so adding Ableton-based programming to the classroom, especially for handling things like understanding how long a millisecond is, understanding how phase can contribute to electronics as well as mathematics. It can be a real powerful tool for giving visualization and even audiation to that. And then just a special shout out W3 Schools. I don't have any particular plans in that field. However, whenever I need to learn something, W3 Schools has a lot of information for code, algorithms, and sequences. So, as a computer science teacher, I recognize that a lot of curriculum is becoming language agnostic. However, where it is not, it is helpful for me, a person who only knows three languages, HTML, CSS, and a little bit of JavaScript, to have W3 to rely on to help me fill in those gaps, especially as AI is not always reliable. W3 can help in. I can think about use the AI and the W3, and then I can be confused from two sources, but the work gets done. It's important for teachers to be able to set future goals so that they can adopt what's called a growth mindset. It is important to have a growth mindset, not just so that you can adapt to the ever-changing roles of teachers, roles of educational tools, the laws and regulations of it within education. Everything is ever shifting, and so it is important to have a growth mindset that is ready to adapt to these challenges, that is able to encounter a challenge that it has not encountered before, and to not panic, freeze, or to try something that you know might not work just because it's the only thing you know. A growth mindset allows teachers to adapt and to tackle processes as they are by implementing tools, their environment, and the people around them, and being willing to accept that I don't know everything. What can I do to learn more? Another reason a teacher should have this amongst all people, though all should, is that teachers are models for the students who learn from them.